They looked almost human, but something was off. Deep in the mountains of Siberia, buried beneath layers of ice, scientists found a finger bone. It wasn't human, not Neanderthal either. It belonged to someone else. A ghost species, lost in time. And once we realized they existed, we had to ask, what else was out there watching us in the dark? The bone was found in Denisova cave. That's where the mystery deepened. DNA testing revealed something shocking. It was a whole new kind of human. We named them the Denisovans, but they weren't just different. They were powerful, taller, stronger, and possibly smarter. And unlike any species we had ever known, the Denisovans didn't just live in caves. They conquered mountains, literally. Evidence shows they thrived in the high-altitude Himalayas places modern humans struggled to breathe. How? They had a gene we didn't, one that made them super-adapted to extreme cold and thin air. It was as if evolution had given them a survival cheat code. But here's the twist. That gene, some of us still have it. Passed down from a time when Denisovans and modern humans mixed. We didn't just meet them, we mated with them. They left their mark in our DNA. Today, people in Tibet carry that very gene. It's a fossil embedded in our blood, so if we carry their genes, what happened to them? Why did the Denisovans disappear? It's one of history's coldest cases. No one knows for sure, but we have clues. Fragmented bones, ancient tools, and whispers in the genome. Their legacy haunts us in ways we're only beginning to understand. Some archaeologists believe we may have feared them. Others say we may have learned from them. Maybe both. Imagine meeting a species that looked like you but wasn't you. Stronger, fitter, living in the harshest places. Would you welcome them or wipe them out? History has a brutal pattern when the unfamiliar arrives. The truth is, we may have hunted them. There's evidence of conflict, blunt trauma, burnt layers in the cave floors. And suddenly, the Denisovans vanish. Not with a bang, but a whisper, like a shadow erased by firelight. But in our DNA, the embers still glow. Their teeth, massive, far larger than modern human teeth, and strangely shaped. Some scientists believe they were adapted for raw meat, maybe even bone. Whatever their diet was, it wasn't soft. These weren't gentle forest dwellers. These were survivors, warriors of the Ice Age. Tools were found with them too. Intricately carved ornaments, bone needles, jewelry. That's right, jewelry. These weren't mindless brutes. They had culture, style, identity. They marked their world in bone and stone, which means they thought like us, or maybe better than us. What makes it even more chilling? We don't have a single full Denisovan skeleton, just fragments, teeth, a finger bone, maybe a skull piece. That's it. Yet, from these pieces, we've uncovered a species that could rewrite everything we thought we knew about human evolution. We found signs that Denisovans traveled, not just in Siberia, but across Asia. Traces in Indonesia, possibly the Philippines. Their genes stretch all the way to Aboriginal Australians, which means they were explorers, pioneers of a forgotten era, masters of a world without maps. Scientists recreated the face of a Denisovan girl using genetic data. The result? Haunting. Broad cheeks, a long skull, deep-set eyes. Not alien, but not quite like us either. Looking into her eyes feels like looking into the past and seeing someone who almost made it. But there's a darker question. Did we erase them? Was it survival of the fittest or genocide? We can't ask them. They left no writings, only echoes. But what if? The scariest part isn't what we did to them, but what they were capable of becoming. Imagine if the Denisovans survived. If they walked among us today, would they be Olympic athletes? War generals, or would we lock them away afraid of what they represent? A different branch of human, one we couldn't control. Their brains were big, maybe bigger than ours. Could they speak? Did they have language? Songs? Stories? The cave they lived in had acoustics perfect for echoing voices. It wasn't just shelter, it was theater. Did they sing to the stars or whisper warnings to the wind? Even the tools they made show intelligence. Some were sharper than anything Neanderthals made. One needle was so fine, modern tailors would admire it. You don't make that by accident. You make that with planning, with vision, with purpose. In 2019, a Denisovan jawbone was found in Tibet. It didn't match anything else known. Its structure suggested an ability to chew rough materials, bark, sinew, maybe even frozen meat. This wasn't a creature clinging to life. It was thriving. Where others would starve, they may have had rituals. We found ochre near their remains, a pigment often linked to symbolic burial. If true, it means they honored their dead. They felt loss, love, maybe even fear. Emotions that make them more human than we ever expected. Genetically, they gave us more than just high-altitude lungs. Some genes linked to immunity and brain development may also come from Denisovans, meaning they didn't just survive, they helped us survive. Their extinction might have been our beginning. So what killed them? Climate change, competition, disease, Horus. It's possible modern humans moved in and slowly pushed them out. Not in war but in dominance. We took their land, their food, and eventually their future. Every fossil we find adds a new piece, but it also adds new questions. We learn about Denisovans, the less we understand about ourselves. Who were the true humans of the Ice Age? And are we really their rightful heirs? Some legends in Southeast Asia speak of giant mountain spirits, strong, silent, and wild. Could these myths be distant memories of Denisovans? Stories passed down, reshaped over time, not fiction, but ancestral memory. A warning we've forgotten. We share 1 to 6% of our DNA with them depending on where you're from. That's not a glitch. That's inheritance. A legacy carved into the double helix. We didn't just meet the Denisovans. We merged with them. In blood, in bone, in memory. If Denisovans had survived, we'd likely see a different world today. Two intelligent species, side by side, sharing cities or splitting continents, cooperation or conflict, harmony or horror. Evolution didn't choose the best, it chose the most adaptable, and the rest faded away. Their disappearance wasn't the end of a story, it was the start of ours. They carved tools from bone, we carved stories from truth. They hunted mammoths, we hunt meaning. But somewhere in the DNA, we are still them. And they are still us. And now, we're uncovering more. Denisovan fossils have shown up in unexpected places. From Laos to China. Every new dig, every scrap of bone, rewrites the map. They were everywhere, hidden in plain sight. The ghosts of human history. Some researchers believe we've only scratched the surface. The Denisovans could be the tip of the iceberg. There might have been dozens of ancient human species. Known, undocumented, gone before history began. We weren't alone. We were a crowded family. So next time you look in the mirror, think about this. Your face may carry echoes of a forgotten species, a hybrid past, a Denisovan stare, buried behind modern eyes. You're not just human, you're a time capsule. This isn't just science, it's identity. The more we learn about Denisovans, the more we learn what it means to be human. Not just bones and blood, but memory, mystery, and survival. A legacy millions of years in the making. And now it's your turn to ask the hard questions, to explore the hidden past. Because history isn't written in books alone, it's etched in bone, DNA, and the silence of forgotten caves. The Denisovans are gone, but their story is just beginning. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the shadows of prehistory, make sure to like, subscribe, and smash that bell icon, because in our next video, we uncover a secret so ancient, it was almost erased from time itself.